Good morning. My name is Tatiana Dubovets and I come from Kyrgyzstan. Now I live in Delhi and I work for Sharda University for the past 6 months. I graduated Bishkek Humanities University in 2009. After that, I attended a couple of seminars provided by Oxford University Press in Bishkek. I also attended TESOL course, which is Teaching English to Speakers of Other Languages, and it helps me a lot in my job to teach English in a very communicative way. Today we are going to talk about the importance of reading. But before we start talking about it, I would like to differentiate between intensive reading and extensive reading. Intensive reading is reading of short texts which are followed by exercises and activities. These exercises help the learners to practice their vocabulary and grammar structures which they learn during the lesson. It also helps to check their reading comprehension. The main idea of intensive reading is that it takes place in the classroom. Extensive reading is free voluntary reading. You can read what you like, when you like, and at a speed which is comfortable for you. Extensive reading, like intensive reading, helps you to build your vocabulary and grammatical structures. But the important part is that because intensive reading is only short text, it cannot provide you with the ability to learn the vocabulary properly. Extensive reading introduces you to words and chunks of language together, because there is a long text and you have the ability to read all of it, which gives you a sense of partnership of words and grammatical structures. You can also see grammatical structures in actual use. You can not only learn it in the classroom, but you can see how and where they are used. Another important point is that there is little or no teaching involved. You learn by acquiring the language. In other words, by language exposure. You can see and read whatever is available, the alive language which is in the books, and you can learn from it. You can learn how to communicate in their environment. I would like to give you some tips for extensive reading. Number 1, read at your level and taste. It is very difficult to read something you don't like, so better you go for something which is interesting for you. Whether it's about sports, or detective stories, or adventure stories, whatever makes you happy. Number 2, when doing extensive reading, you shouldn't be reaching for the dictionary every sentence, or even every paragraph, because the main goal of extensive reading is to read for knowledge and pleasure. And if you keep taking the dictionary all the time, then you start learning. And then you can get tired pretty quickly, which is not good. Tip number 3. You don't like a book? Leave it. Don't force yourself to read something you don't like. There are many books which are just waiting for you. Tip number 4. Use parallel reading. Parallel reading is when you read in a foreign language first and then you read the same part in your language. This is a very useful technique when you try to approach complicated stories. Last but not least, read for pleasure, because when you enjoy your reading, you can learn with fun. In case if you decided to do extensive reading but you don't know what to start from, my suggestion would be The White Fang by Jack London. It is a very beautiful story about struggles, problems and survival, as well as courage of a wolf dog. It is also a touching story about a friendship between a wolf dog and a man. Happy reading, guys! Thank you for watching. Best of luck!